Most photographers aren't underpaid because they're not talented. They're underpaid because no one taught them how to properly price their work. Welcome to part 1 of my commercial photography pricing series, where I break down the pricing strategies you need to charge with confidence, create clear estimates, and stop leaving money on the table. If this is your first time meeting me, hello, my name is Kayla, and I'm a commercial beauty and lifestyle photographer, and I'm also the founder of the Sunroom School, an educational and creative community for photographers and videographers just like you who aspire to work with brands they love. And in this video, we're going to be talking about the 3 pricing mistakes that could be costing you hundreds, if not thousands, per brand shoot. Let's dive in to mistake number 1. The first mistake that I see beginner photographers make all of the time is charging hourly rates. Charging hourly might work for event photography, but when you step into the commercial world, you are cutting yourself short by only quoting hourly rates. Because at the end of the day, you are doing so much more than just giving your time. You're giving your creative expertise, you're providing your gear, you're solving creative problems, and most importantly, what you really should be charging for is the creative value that you're actually bringing to that brand. Let's say, for example, you shoot for a brand that's a 3-hour shoot and you create content that the brand then goes on to use and make $50,000 in sales. That has nothing to do with your clock. When you charge hourly, you are actually being penalized for doing the job faster. Instead of just quoting hourly rates, we want to quote our rates with the full scope of the project in mind and have that listed out and formulated in some sort of package or estimate. By doing it this way, you are actually communicating the full value of what you're actually offering them. Here are a few things that you need to consider before giving your quote. You need to think about your time on set, but you also need to think about the number of final deliverables that you're actually offering to your clients, as well as the usage of the imagery. You also need to think about your pre and post-production expenses. Do you have to go and rent fancy equipment for this job? Do you have to rent a studio, etc.? As you can see, it's so much more than just calculating an hourly rate. While knowing your hourly rate is important for you to know internally as a business owner, but sharing that front-facing with your clients isn't necessarily productive. Instead, we really want to use estimates and packages to really communicate the full experience that we're actually offering them. Which brings us perfectly to mistake number 2. Mistake number 2 is sending vague rates with no context. Every photographer's dreaded question that they get asked is, what are your rates? Because we literally need so much more context in order to actually provide an accurate quote. But on the flip side, when you do the same thing to your clients and say, my rate for a shoot is $1,000, cool, but what does that actually include? How many deliverables are you creating for them? What's the turnaround time? What kind of licensing do they get? When you're just throwing out a number for your rate with no context as to what is actually included, it leads to clients truly undervaluing your work because they don't understand what they're actually getting for that price point. So it's your job as a photographer to really communicate that value, because when a client says that you're too expensive, it's not necessarily that they don't have the money for it, but it's that they don't fully understand the value of the transformation that you're actually offering them. You want to make sure that instead of sending vague one-line quotes, you're actually providing full estimates that really communicate the actual transformation and the value that you're offering them. And so what should a strong commercial estimate include? Well, that estimate should clearly break down the creative fee, the licensing, the pre and post-production expenses, the number of deliverables, the turnaround time, any add-ons or extras like food for the team, travel expenses, insurance. All of these things need to be included in your initial estimate. When a client understands what they're paying for, they trust you, and they're far more likely to say yes. This brings me to mistake number 3, which is promising or delivering too many final edited images. Now, I know my wedding and my portrait photographers, y'all love to over-deliver. You love to send really large galleries, like 300 images per gallery. That's fine for y'all, no judgment here. But in the commercial space, that is actually a huge mistake. When you hand over a massive gallery of final edited images, what you're actually doing is undervaluing each individual asset, eliminating your ability to upsell, and really just giving away all of your pricing leverage. If you take nothing else from this video, let it be this. Every image you take has incredible value. It's literally your intellectual property, and it's the main asset that you are generating in your business. And just think of it like a painter would treat their painting. We're not just giving around paintings for free. That each image takes time, it takes craftsmanship, it takes expertise, and that has incredible value. So I want you to think and approach your pricing from that perspective, because when we step into the commercial space and we're working with these brands, they're not only just using our images for personal usage, but they're actually going to be using our imagery to generate an ROI. And we're going to be talking about that in such greater depth in the next video. At the end of the day, pricing doesn't need to be scary or overwhelming. You just need to have the right knowledge, the tools, and most importantly, the confidence to back it up. Which is why I am so excited to introduce you to the Rate Calculator. This is an AI-powered pricing assistant that lives in your back pocket to eliminate all of the guesswork out of pricing. This AI-powered tool can literally create estimates for you. It can help you negotiate with clients, creating client scripts, as well as calculate your rates and the rates that you need to be charging for licensing and usage, so you can really stop leaving money on the table. This tool was built on my 7 years of photography industry experience, and now I'm giving it to you to really coach you and help you level up your pricing and just feel more confident about the rates that you're actually sending to your clients. This is a tool that will literally pay for itself in minutes, and you can try it for free at the link in the description. I'm so excited for you guys to get your hands on this tool, and when you do, let me know in the comments what you think. Once you learn how commercial pricing actually works, everything shifts. You start to feel more confident in your business, you start attracting better clients, and most importantly, you stop undervaluing your work and actually get paid what you're worth. Make sure to give this video a like if you loved it and learned something new, and subscribe, because in the next video, I'm gonna be demystifying licensing and usage, and depending on the time that you're watching this video, it will be right here.